darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river. Oh, bury me, carry me, far beneath. Oh, fire and water me, going down deep. Say, oh, bury me, carry me, far beneath. Oh, fire and water me, washing me clean, kerosene creek.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Journey Ryan Live right here on My Psychic Connection. I hope everybody is having a great day. It is Friday the 13th. We got Crystal saying, hey, Journey. Hey, Crystal, what's going on? Danielle. Hi, sweet. Hi, sweet Journeys. Hey, girl, what's going on? Pooja. Hi, Journey. Hello, everybody. So excited to see everybody here. It is Friday the 13th, guys. I hope you guys are watching some of your favorite scary movies as we're getting into that season where we are diving into the Halloween season. We got Melissa saying hi there. Hello, Melissa. All right, guys. So if you guys know how things work here, we're going to go through the list as many people as we possibly can. We're going to try to get to as many people as we possibly can in this next hour. If you guys would like something a little bit longer, a little bit deeper than the 2-minute reads that we provide, then you guys can click that donation link. That donation link is not only helping us keep this network alive, we also send a portion of those donations over to the Salvation Army Turkey Drive. So yes, we are raising funds for Thanksgiving so they can have them in time for Thanksgiving. So we've got a lot of things to cover tonight, and I've got an amazing topic, and it's about patience. How many of you have said, oh, I have the patience, or I've had patience? We're going to dive a little bit deep into what patience truly is, because there's been a big misconception of what patience is. So we'll dive into that. We got Jamie says, happy Friday the 13th. Yes, I can't wait to go and watch some scary movies, some Friday the 13th movies, as a matter of fact. Danielle, laugh out loud. The new Omen movie. Yes, that's a good one too. John saying, good evening, John. How are ya? All right, guys, make sure we're posting our specific questions right there in the chat. That way we can get to as many people as possible. If you have a general read, head over to mypsychicconnection.com, where you can talk to a lot of psychics that are on there. And by signing up, you get 3 free minutes to start off with. So, guys, check it out. It's a great site. I'm on there. Squirrel's on there. Cassidy's on there. A lot of people from the show are on there. But there are people on the site that you guys haven't even spoken to yet. So if you ever get the need to call us and you know the show isn't live, or you want to talk to one of us, head over to the site. More than likely, one of us is online. All right. So I know you guys heard a little bit of announcements earlier on this week where one of our own here at My Psychic Connection, Bunny Sugars, is getting married. So I'm going to do a little shout out to Bunny Sugars. Everybody, let's see those beautiful pink hearts to show some love to Bunny as she gets married tomorrow. And Kay, the intuitive empath who's here on Monday nights, is going to be marrying them. So it is definitely going to be My Psychic Connection family. I'm going to be there live on the camera watching as she gets married. So let's send some love. Let's see some pink hearts in the chat room, guys. Do remember that if we have an emoji contest going on. So, and Jasmine says, congratulations, Bunny. If you're watching, you got some congratulations going on. I know she's got a lot of prep and a lot of people at her house right now. Family coming in, her family, his family. It's just a big family-oriented situation. So make sure that we're sending those pink hearts, because she can always come back and check that stuff out later. All right, guys. Now, I know some of you guys do watch on Facebook and things like that, and I know you have noticed that the lives disappear about 30 minutes after the show is aired. You can still watch your reading on YouTube. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can always check out all the shows on the YouTube network. But on Facebook, due to trolls and things like that reaching out, trying to steal people, trying to, bait people, we're gotten kind of bored and tired of combating with them constantly and trying to save everybody from these nasty little trolls. So what we did was we blew up any bridge they thought that was there. So if you guys want to watch your show or rewatch the show, head over to the YouTube network and watch us on My Psychic Connection live there. All right, so now I was talking to you guys and I told you we're going to dive deep into patience. Now, how many of you have said, I have patience, but my patience is wearing thin? How many of you in this room have said, my patience is wearing thin? There's a reason for it. Because where you feel that you've been politely, I'm going to say it, waiting, that is not patience. Patience is not waiting. Patience starts when you can't wait no longer. And Danielle says, me. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of me's coming through, and I see daily and me. All right. Norma saying me. All right. So Arkesha said me. So what I'm saying to you guys when it comes to patience, where we think that we're being patient, there's a difference between waiting for something and being patient. So we can wait to a certain extent. At that point, we don't want to wait any longer. At that point, when we don't want to wait any longer, that's where patience begins. So, and Danielle says, I get annoyed easily. Exactly. We get annoyed with it. But when we truly need to have patience, that is when patience comes in. So when we're tired of waiting and we're like, I don't want to wait any longer, that's when your patience needs to kick in. And at that point, everybody's on that short fuse. They're like, I'm pissed off. I don't want to wait anymore. Well, it's not waiting. It's having patience now. Melissa says, I try to be patient. It is disrespectful not to be. Exactly. We try our best, but sometimes we do get a little bit, we can't. There's so much in us. And especially if we're waiting on someone specific. So like if we're waiting on a significant other to do things, but they weren't ready to do things, but yet you are, it's not about, Kate says, Lord, give me patience, but I want it now. Exactly. We want that now. But that's what's happened to the world today, is that we live in a world where everything is fast. Food is fast. Your banking is fast. Buying something, getting something from Amazon is fast. Buying something is so much convenience. The only thing that hasn't changed is the human nature of accepting things or not getting overwhelmed or being a part of something where you're both are meeting eye to eye. Now, I do have some other topics we're going to talk about, but tonight we're not talking about this one, but twin flames. There is a huge misconception of what a twin flame is. And we're going to get to the bottom of that because want to smack the narcissist who created that. So we'll dive into that next Friday. But I definitely want to talk about patience because we fail ourselves when we say, well, I've been patient long enough. No. Patience isn't on you, on that. You waited long enough. Now you have to be patient because you can't wait any longer, but you still have to be patient because your waiting is up. That timer's went off. Now we've got to go and be patient because we got to wait for that person. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a love interest. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's, you won the lottery and you're waiting for them to finally send you that check. You have to have patience. So, all right. Enough of the patient talk for now. Let's dive into some readings. What do we got? All right, guys, this is the yes-no rounds, lightning rounds. This is where I can only say yes, no, or undetermined, guys. This is where you're going to post as many questions as you possibly can. For the first lightning round, it is only 2 minutes long. As for the second lightning round, is only 3 minutes long. So you're going to get 2 chances to dive into this. So let's go ahead and start seeing as many yes, no questions as possible, guys. Do remember yes, no, and undetermined. And sometimes a no or an undetermined can be based on the way you make the question, okay? So just remember, the way you ask the question could change the outcome of how it is answered. All right. So here we go with Jackie. Says, will I start will I still be moving this October after I have my hand surgery? Yes. Ooh, there's more to that. We got Danielle. Danielle says, will I find a high-paying job after college? Definitely yes. Crystal says, will Johnny and Gigi marriage last longer than 2 years? Undetermined. Kelly, do you see me becoming a homeowner? Yes. Melissa, will I move out of Tennessee soon? No. Melissa, I know your energy from somewhere else, but it's not recognized by Melissa. Just figured I'd throw that out there. Diamond, will my check come by Wednesday? Yes. Flora, will I remarry? Yes. I had to die for that one. Kate says, can I get my hubby to travel with me? No. Crystal, does Johnny's mom like Gigi? No. John, should I change the color of the walls in my apartment to another color? Yes. Arkesha says, will KL and I see each other after we get off work tonight? Yes. Melissa, will my daughter be successful in college? Yes. All right. I was going to say keep them coming, but there's the bell. All right. So, guys, when do you feel what is it that makes you feel like patience is no longer like needed? When do you feel like when I know a lot of people say is giving up, but I call it learning the lesson. So you're not really giving up, but you've taught yourself a lesson in something. But being patient is one thing, waiting is another, and then not what they call giving up, but knowing what things are, seeing things for what they are, being real with it. How long does it take you? Depends on the situation for me. Sometimes I know of other circumstances that, make things a little bit more difficult for the person I possibly I need to have patience for. So it takes some time. All right. Give me 1 second here. Oh, okay. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. So people in the back just got a message. So the person's name has now been... Okay. Got it. All right. Working on a little issue there. We got it. All right. So, guys, I hope everybody is ready to answer get some questions answered. Guys, do know that we need some emojis for someone to win that beautiful emoji contest. Guys, do know that we have an emoji contest, and I will be reading from the Sacred Forest deck. So, guys, make sure you guys are putting those emojis. The person that has the most emojis will win at the end of the show. Melissa says, it depends. It depends on the person I'm talking to. If they are impatient with me, then I reciprocate. So it's depending on the situation and how they show me who they are, and if the truth of the situation is truly there. Because I know a lot of people who are in these situations who put forth this energy and it's not real. So with that, I can't have patience. A lot of times I don't call you out on your lie, because to me, this has been one of my quotes for my whole life. It's your lie, you tell it. Your lie, you tell it. So if I know that you're lying to me, I'm just going to be like, well, I'm not waiting, and I don't have patience for that. I'm a Cancer. I'm going to cut you out. And trust me, it doesn't get colder than the shoulder that a Cancer will provide for you. It is colder than Pluto. It is cold, and we don't care. We don't care. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take our next question. Who do we got? Whoop, whoop. We got a quick read with Jasmine. She says, is my marriage over? So, Jasmine, when it comes down to the marriage between you and your partner, what I can tell is that there's a lot of fed up energy. And that doesn't take away that there's still love that is there. But the thing is that just because love is there does not mean that you are not fed up. It doesn't mean that you are not, wanting to move on because you're hurting, because there is pain there. Along with love, there's a caring there. And I feel like the love is turning more into a caring situation. We can reverse this, but someone in this situation needs to be able to be the bigger person in the sense of really wanting to work on the relationship and even bringing forth some situations that need to be addressed. And by having that being addressed, you're going to see that this energy is definitely going to change. Now, for your marriage to be over is for you to give up on it. Putting forth the energy. Now, I know your partner will work with you slowly. You can't dump every emotion onto your partner and expect them to kind of like tally up all of their emotions. As from what I can see from your other half, they are emotionally blocked. I do not feel they like to overshare their emotions. When they do share emotions, they tend to get angry. They don't like the feeling, but they also don't like the feeling of feeling vulnerable. So, what I can say, Jasmine, is that there is a way, but it is going to take steps. There's multiple steps for this relationship to come through. So I do want you to realize that, you can work on it, but it has to, this is something that would have to progress over time. It would take at least anywhere from 3 to 4, even possibly 6 months to really heal the damage that's going on there. So just know that there's a lot going on, and I really feel like you can work on it, but I don't get that it's something that you're going to, I don't feel like you're going to let the love die, but there is so much upset and annoyed energy at the moment that you are not, it's hard to see past it. So you need to take a step back, breathe, find that place that makes you happy, find that place that really puts forth that energy for you. Find what you can do to create some type of balance for yourself first. So, Jasmine, what I would say is to heal you first. Jasmine says he left my mom called the law for violence, and he was showing. The thing is that, like I said, there's an annoyance there, and I do get that it's not exactly the best situation, but there's also love there, but that love is turned into caring, which means the love is dying. And that's why I said, if you wanted to work on the relationship, I do feel like you can. And that's where I got the anger. That anger, that violence that you see is him feeling his emotions. It is not healthy. It is definitely a really bad place. I definitely get that there is, as I was saying, those emotions are negative to him. That is a vulnerability. He does not like to feel vulnerable. Your mom calling the police is not the end. And I say this because I don't see it ending yet. Can it end? Absolutely. Do I feel like you want to find the person you fell in love with because you know that person still exists? That person partially exists. So much change has happened over time that they're no longer that person. You have to fall in, you need to fall in love with them in order to be with them. With this, that violence, and it's not an excuse. There's never an excuse for violence. whether they want to show their emotions or not. There is never an excuse for violence. So I want you to realize that you need to be able to move forward. You need to be able to do what's right for you. I do believe if nothing is being said, nothing's being done, this relationship is over. But I do see that there is some communication. I do see you guys talking, and I don't quite see it over yet. So, but if you take what the... You know, that's kind of funny because it goes with patience too. That also comes with patience, is waiting for someone to provide you that vulnerability that you've been waiting for, to get the answers that you're looking for. Jasmine, just know that you are loved. We will be here for you anytime you need us. And remember, if you ever feel that type of threatening energy, never hesitate to call the law. Do not let someone beat you down. Do not let someone hurt you. Okay? And violence isn't just physical. It's mental. It's emotional. There's all types of different violence. I hope that helps. And I hope that helps anybody who has to, say these things or, go through these things. Because sometimes we give too many cheeks. So then we lose patience and we go to cheeks. Like, oh, the forgiveness is given. But are you learning the lesson that goes along with the situation? You know what I mean? We need to be able to make sure that we're learning those lessons. We go through things. When people feel like their world is falling apart, it's not always that the world is falling apart, but it is falling in place, and it's outside of your normal chaos. So, do remember that when you feel like things are falling apart, sometimes they're just falling into place because you're trying to force something to happen that shouldn't. Jasmine, I know that's a hard situation to be through, and do know that you still have the choice here. But long term, it wasn't there. All right, so if you guys are getting donations here, which I do appreciate, guys, do remember a portion on every reading is going to Salvation Army's Turkey Drive. We do it every year, along with Toys for Tots, which will be after we do the Turkey Drive. We'll be doing Toys for Tots. So do know that we're going to try to raise as many funds as we possibly can, as we did Shriners Children's Hospital for the last 2 months. Now we're really moving it up and taking care of business. All right, so I'm going to stop babbling. We're going to go ahead and take the next question. Who do we got? All right, we got a mini read. Whoop, whoop. All right, we got Crystal says, my question is, I know you said that Johnny will try to come back and get remarried, but he remarried Gigi. Is he finding out who he really is, and how long will their marriage last? So when it comes down to this situation, Crystal, I know that you want a time frame on their marriage, but the problem with the marriage is that they keep trying to force it to work, which shows me here that this energy really isn't, what it is. There's not real love here. And so when they get into an argument, they get into a fight, they want things to, oh my God, we're back in this marriage again. I don't want a divorce. So it comes along the lines of there being some laziness, along with the fact that they don't want to embarrass themselves by divorcing again. And so I don't feel like there's a long-term plan between the two of them, but I do feel as though that we are definitely looking at this relationship at least being at least a year and a half long before they finally snap, before they finally break. And Crystal says, right. And it's because we're not learning the lesson here. We're not doing the things that we need to do. The problem with it is that, even though we are in a specific situation, I do feel as though Crystal says, right, they've been married for a year now. So we're still looking at some more time here. I still feel like these things are still going to come about. So, and Crystal says next year in May makes 2 years. Okay, so when you ask the question, I don't base it on the time that they've already been together. We still got another year and a half of from today, a year and a half of them being on and off, back and forth, fighting until they finally make it quits. So, not that they will be divorced, but there will be separation. And there will be separation for months, and then, they're reconciling the situation and then back again. Crystal says, but they've been dating for about 2 years. Right, but this is not, we're not looking at the dating. I don't do timing that way. That's not how I do timing. You asked the question today, 5 minutes ago. I'm providing you. So until next September. Right. But as I was saying to you, Crystal, is that this works perfectly. What I'm saying is about being patient. If you're waiting on him, if you want to be patient for him, then you need to let him go through the things that he needs to go through. Do not drag yourself along for the ride. When you wait for somebody and you can't hold on, you start to embed yourself into their life. And any type of dramas that they're going through, any type of bullshit that they're going through, hate, anger, negative energies, it's going to put it on you. Crystal says, you're right, Journey. Crystal, I want you to protect yourself, but what I want you to do is I really, truly want you to be patient, because I know what type of love you have for this man. So I do know that you can be, but being patient doesn't mean stopping your life. You don't stop your life because you're being patient for someone else. If things are meant to be, they will happen. But the universe continues to spin. Crystal, do you see her having any No. He wants no more children. None. He is not in the mindset. Crystal says, I know you said that his mom doesn't like her. She's got 5 kids. Right. His mom thinks very, very poorly of her and wishes he would stop messing with her. His mom will be a part of the reason why they separate. But Crystal, remember, you don't want to be a part of the reason why they separate. You don't want to be that cause. Because guess what happens? That anger gets put on you, gets pent on you. You didn't do that. That's not your problem. That's not your fault. He made a mistake. He's the one going back. He knew what he was getting himself into before he got himself into it. But clearly, he's got to touch the fire a couple times before he realizes it burns. Ow, that's hot. Ow, that's hot. Ow, that's fucking hot. Oh, we got it this time. And Crystal says, right, I haven't talked to him in over a year now. Right. And she goes, Crystal, you're right. He did know. Right. And the thing about it is that what he was doing was running from problems and went to something that felt familiar. They decided to play house together. And when they played house together, sympathy came in, old flames rekindled, and they forgot all about the bullshit that came along with the reason why they split up in the first place. So sometimes when we're running from a situation that we're not willing to deal with, or we're not willing to face, we find ourselves in old situations where we're like, oh my God, why am I here? Yeah. Don't wear white. Shit splatters. Remember, you're in a shit flinging room. This is where you've been. He's going to come to the terminology of that. He's going to see what it is. He's going to see that he needs to move on. He's going to see that I need to get the hell out of here. Crystal says, see, they act happy on Facebook. Girl, Facebook is a land of make-believe. I can make you believe anything I want on Facebook just by the way I edit my pictures, the fake smiles. I can crop pictures together. I can make you think that I'm on the moon through an image. And fake words, they're all fake. It's a fake promise. It's what she wants the world to see. Crystal says, and everyone says that she was crazy. She is. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, straight up. If she misses one more screw, She's going to fall apart. Literally. She will be a puddle on the floor. Her bones will not stay together. She's batshit crazy. She has emotional damage. She has PTSD. She has a lot of things that she put herself through a lot. I also see that she's put herself through some drug situations too. Crystal says, so he is seeing who she is now on how he will start seeing her by the end of the year. Right, but the thing is that you want to hear that he's seeing it now. The thing is he knows this, but he is not seeing it because he refuses to. Crystal says, what is Johnny's father talking to him about? That's kind of a loaded question because I don't really feel like they're talking much, and any conversation about her isn't happening. So if that's the response you're looking for, you're not really going to get that response out of him or his father's conversation. I feel like the father conversation is about other things, and it's more about what he needs to do to fix his life, and it has nothing to do with trying to make a decision about the person he is with. He's not trying to be the one pushing someone out of his life because he tried that before and it backfired. So the father has learned the lesson. So he's not going to do that, but he will talk him, like he'll try to lift up his spirits. Crystal says, so when will Johnny start seeing who Gigi really is? He already knows who she is. He already knows. It's not when he sees it, it's when he accepts it again. There's a difference. He knows who she is. It's the fight that comes along with it. By the end of the year, they will find themselves in separation because why? They get into a big fight. He sees it. He's accepting it again. There will be some time apart, some time talking with each other, but they never officially get back together. But he doesn't go out of his way to date other people either. So you will get some conversation with him, Crystal. I'm not saying you're not going to... When they separate, you're going to hear from him. But just because you hear from him doesn't mean you guys are together. So I don't want you to accept that as, oh, we're back together now. No. You will know when you're back together because he will no longer speak to her. Crystal says, oh, okay, yeah. So it's not that he needs to see it. It's something that he needs to accept because he sees it. He knows it. He's on his way to avoid it. Crystal says, but they won't separate until next year. At the end of this year, going into next year, is when I see the very, very first separation. But like I just said, when it comes to that separation, does not mean the two of you are getting back together. I do not see that. You guys will be talking. You guys will not be in a relationship. You guys basically, looks to me as like there's deep conversation. There's even a little bit of romantic spark, but it is not enough to say that this is a relationship the two of you are going to be in. He's still got a lot of things to deal with when it comes to her, and the fact that he's going to, let her talk him in back to coming back into this, to the fold, and then them separating again, and then finally eventually divorcing. So there's a lot for you to go through here. And that's why I don't want you to involve yourself as the person that's trying to help him make a decision on that situation. Make a decision on anything else. It's the same thing that the father's trying to do. It's like, help him make decisions on other things, but do not talk about the relationship because he will get the shitty end of the stick, just like you would if you brought her up as the problem. You don't want to have that target on your back. Crystal says, right, I got it now, Journey, I see. Good. There's a long road here. But Crystal, this is why I said I don't want you to stop living your life. I don't want you to stop not talking to other people because you're waiting on Johnny to come through. Johnny has a lot of problems, and Johnny's got a lot of things he's got to deal with. So in order for you to get Johnny the way you would like him in that romantic setting, to have Johnny in your life the way you would want him, you're going to have to wait some more time. So this is when your patience is going to kick in, because I know you feel like you've waited already and you're running out of those what you think is patience. Patience starts when you're tired of waiting. So now you have to be patient for that person to come to you. Now, the reason I say don't wait on the sidelines. Crystal says, will the divorce be easy between them? Yes. When I say live your life in between, because I don't want you to sit there and wait. What'll happen is you'll create bitter energy. You'll create this bitter energy that doesn't need to be a part of this relationship. Crystal says, because he got a vehicle and I wonder if it's in her name. It's in both their names. It's in both their names. It's not just in his name and it's not just in her name. But they did that because it was the only way credit-wise they could do it. Because neither one of them have great credit. The thing about it is too, is that I feel as though that what they go through, all the things that they're going through, you don't want to involve yourself. You want to stay back. When he comes to talk to you, you be friendly. Guys talk about you, have fun. If he talks about her, just hear him out and say, well, why do you feel that way? Why do you think she does that? Make him question it without you being the one questioning him. Don't question him about her. Question him about why he feels that happened. So it'll awaken. You could also trigger it to happen sooner than later. But I don't want you to get your hopes on that either, because I am seeing 1.5 years. And we still got some time. We've still got quite a bit of time. But that doesn't say that you don't get that moment to talk with him and, have your moments, but they're not going to be consistent. Crystal says, how will he try to contact me? I want to say social media. He's going to find a way to contact you through social media. And so basically we'll start off with text messaging between the two of you. Messenger, I call it text messaging. It's the same damn thing. But the thing is like, that's how I see it starts. And from there, it leads to phone calls, which leads to you guys seeing each other in person, so on and so forth. So Crystal's like, where will he go when he first separates from her this year? That's something that's undecided at this time. So there's no real understanding of where he can go because he's got options. So, all right. So, Crystal, I want you to be patient, live your life for you, and do what's best for you. Do not fall for the negative things. Don't allow yourself to get involved with that negative stuff. And I want to thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. Crystal says, oh, okay. So with the time frames like that, when it's making a choice, sometimes it's harder to pinpoint exactly because they have options. So there's many roads they could go to. Crystal says, thank you. I will, Journey. Thank you. You know, at any time, Crystal, you're always welcome to check in and get a reading with us. We always appreciate you being here. And Crystal says, thank you so much, Journey. You are so welcome, girl. All right. Yeah, everybody's saying good luck to you out there, Crystal. You've got the group here. Love and support always follows here. Guys, if you saw a troll in the group, don't worry. It's not a bridge. They don't get to stay. They get evicted immediately. Get out of here. So if you guys are seeing that, don't worry. We block them as they come through. They're not a part of my Psychic Connection. And they even try to make groups on Facebook that try to mimic us. We will never go out of our way to try to reach out to you. So if you guys are wanting to talk with us, we're never going to force you into a reading. That is not what we do here. If you'd like a reading, you can come to us and we'll provide one. We don't have a problem doing that. But we're not going to go to you and be like, there's something spooky going on with you. You should get a reading with us. No. I've never been that reader, never will be that reader. You come to me if you're looking for answers. I never force energy on anybody. I'm not the reader that goes out of my way to be like, your grandmother's, like you see on TV, go up to the oldest woman in the damn store and be like, your mother is dead. No shit. She's 400. She's 400. Her freaking mother's got to be 600. What the hell is wrong with you? No shit. She's dead. She's with... Get the hell out of here with that bullshit. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's go ahead and take the next question. Who do we got? we've got John. John here with a quick read. John says the organization I interviewed with 2 months ago got back to me this week. They told me they hired another candidate. I did not get the position, though they really liked me. Will they contact me again, or is it over with this organization? So, John, I know how this seems and I know how this looks. And it's very, very rare when things like this happen. But so the candidate that they brought forward made some promises that they're not going to be able to live up to. So I want you to wait. I would say be patient, because they are going to reach back out to you. And it is to give you the opportunity that they didn't give you at first. There are some things that pop up about this individual that they brought on. And I got that they're a very shady character and there's a lot of lies. So there's a lot of smoke and mirrors here. And so the lies are going to be exposed, which leads to their termination because they weren't who they said they were. So, John, I do know that this is not the only opportunity coming your way. And yes, you will get the opportunity with this company, but there are 2 other opportunities on the horizon for you. Now, mind you, interviews and things like that will take place this month, but actually being able to start wouldn't happen until we got into the middle of October. So, yeah, you can get the job that you applied for, and they said that they really liked you, and they did. That's not a joke. That's not them blowing smoke up your own tush. I'm not seeing that, but what I am seeing is that they really did, but they thought they got something that they didn't truly get. So when they realize that this candidate is not who they said they were, and they don't show themselves to be who they are, then they're out. And with that being said, they actually won't be out when they contact you. They will be out after you agree to come. So, John, do know that, yes, opportunities lie here, but there are 2 other opportunities that lie outside of this one. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, I've got to sit and wait or be patient for just this one to come through. That there are other opportunities, and that one looks to me like it will be just as good financially for you. John says, how long do you think that will be when they contact me? So I'm going to say right at the end of this month, going into the very beginning of October, you have the opportunity. But at the same time, remember, you have interviewed for 2 other opportunities, both of them being very promising, but both providing an opportunity. So what I would do is choose the option that suits you best. And I do feel like you were really dead on with this one and you really want it. And John, just by looking at the energies, the other ones are good. They're great opportunities, and I don't want you to overlook them or not look for something else. But because I would never want you to put your life on hold to wait for something else or be patient for something else. But what I'm going to tell you right now, John, you've got opportunity, and I want you to be able to see all of your opportunities. So that way you can talk about, you've got power. This will give you power, that negotiating power. John says, will the pay be good? I get that the pay is good, but one of the other opportunities that comes through, the pay is going to be great. And that's why I said you're going to have power. I need you to see these other 2 opportunities, because one of them is going to pretty much be around the same as the first one, and the second one is going to pay really well. And I need you to see that, well, I have an opportunity to make this much. This is going to give you a negotiation tool. Hey, you didn't hire me on the first chance. I'm providing you with the opportunity of bringing me on board, but because you waited so long, I have another opportunity that's willing to pay me this amount of money. And this can give you the opportunity to have the upper hand, because at this point, they realized they made a really big mistake. And had they not waited, you wouldn't have found this other opportunity with a bigger paycheck. So I want you to realize that this is going to give you power. And that's why it's so important for you not to stand still and wait for the opportunity to come through, but to get empowered and allow yourself to see that you have the ability to negotiate. And if they decide that they wanted to turn that down, you still had options, that this is not your only option. John, you've got a lot of potential, and I really don't feel that you sell yourself as good as you, only because you don't like to toot your own horn. All right, John. And John says, I agree with you. Interesting. Didn't apply for any other companies except this one. Right. That's why I said there's other opportunities. I didn't say you applied to them, but there were opportunities. So they'll be brought to your attention. All right, John. John says, thank you. You are so welcome, John. I appreciate it. Do remember, guys, anybody who is donating, a portion of that is going to the Salvation Army Turkey Drive. We do this every year. We're trying to raise as much funds for it. And, and John says, got it. Thank you again. You are so welcome, John. I love that car too, by the way. I have to say it. Saw the picture. It was there. All right. So pay a compliment when you see one. All right, guys, let's keep it going. We're having a lot of fun here. Guys, do know if you would like to get a longer read, just go ahead and click that donation link. It is scrolling up here in the chat. And you guys can do a quick read, a mini, a medium, or a mega. A mega allows you up to 4 questions. And guys, if you want any type of mediumship read, you either have to do a mini or a mega. Or, I mean, a medium or a mega. I said mini, but it's the other M. The other M. Damn it, let's just get to the next question. What am I doing here? All right, we've got another quick read with Jackie. Jackie says, what more can you tell me about my being able to move this October after my hand surgery? So the thing about that, Jackie, is that it's not that you are from what I can tell, I don't get that you are moving by yourself. So I don't really feel like you're doing the heavy lifting and things like that. I do see helping hands. I do see people helping you out. I don't feel that you're doing this alone. I do feel like you're going to be able to take care of this. You're going to be able to have some help. Now, I feel like one of the people that but the other person helping you, or 2 of the other people, you fairly know, or of them, and they're going to help you with this move. It's not something you were expecting. It's not usually something you ask for. You're not a person who asks for help, but in this case, I really feel like you need to. And the opportunity to get out of the situation from where you're at, you really need to be able to open up that door and look outside of where you are currently, because I feel like you feel stuck where you're currently at. You feel trapped. And because you feel trapped, you need to escape. And Jack, hey, Tasha, put your question in. But Jackie says, right. So the thing is that just allow yourself to not be afraid to ask for help when needed. A stronger person is going to ask for help, and a weaker person will not ask for help when needed. And a lot of people think that's quite the opposite. They think, oh, well, strong people don't ask for help. They do. They know that they need help so they don't become defeated. And in this case, Jackie, you can't, after this surgery, you are not going to be able to lift anything over 2 pounds. I'd be surprised if you're able to wipe your own rear end at this point. Your hands is not going to be allowing you to do a lot. There's restrictions, and it's okay. And like I said, go ahead and allow yourself to put yourself forward. I want you to ask for that help. I need you to also be looking for this new place to go. I need you to see it. I need you to envision it. I need you to do what's right for you. Okay? I don't want you to continue to keep putting your life on hold because circumstances happen. And I feel like this is an opportunity that you need to learn when it comes to asking for help. Because, Jackie, I feel like you're the one that gives all the help. You're the one that's always providing help. You're the one that's always doing for everybody else. You're not doing it you don't do a lot for yourself. You do it for everyone else. So in order for you to grow from this and to accept things and to get to that next level, because expansion is what's happening around you. There's growth all around, but you've got to be willing to accept that growth and to see it and recognize it. And Jackie says, right. So if you don't recognize it, you're going to find yourself back in that bubble, and you will find yourself hurting yourself because you were too stubborn to ask for the help that is needed. So Jackie, don't be afraid to ask for that helping hand. That's why you're asking about that, because you were so unsure about how to make that happen. Don't hesitate to ask for help, because one of your friends is going to say yes. And Jackie says, will I do well on my own? Eventually, yes. There's going to be at least at least a good 6 months, maybe almost 7 months for a really proper heal from the surgery. Because I feel tenderness, the grip isn't there. It's going to take a while to get it back. I want you to also listen to the doctor. Again, listen to the doctor. Follow through with the exercises that they provide for you. Do not be stubborn, and do not say that they are not working. They most certainly are working. They are working for you. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't put yourself in a place where you're not, asking for that help, because it's not going to do you any justice. And by doing that, you're going to be able to do what is needed. You're going to grow. That expansion we were talking about is really going to be what's best. It's going to be a very time for the next 6 months. Jackie, listen to the doctor. Listen to the doctor. Please. I know sometimes people have a hard time. I can do this on my own. And Jackie put, okay, got it. All right, great, Jackie. Thank you so much for your donation tonight. We do appreciate it. Remember, a portion of those donations are going to the Salvation Army Turkey Drive. Guys, we raised a lot of money last month for the Shriners Children's Hospital. I just got a notification from them 2 days ago, as they're, of course, when you donate to their beautiful charity, they also send out cute blankets, things like that. So when we get the blanket, I'll share it with everybody so everybody can see it. And, because we love celebrating and sharing. By helping us, you get to help others. And that's how we've always do it. Paying it forward. You pay it to us, we pay it forward. They pay it forward to these beautiful children. And these children get to have the opportunity to pay it forward in their lifetime. Remember, one hand washes the other. One hand washes the other. All right, guys, well, let's keep it going. Let's go ahead and take our next question. Who do we got? All right, we've got Cat Lady with a quick read. Cat Lady says, will Jordan realize he wants to be with me in a committed relationship into the future? So when it comes down to Jordan and Jordan's energy, I know what you want because your heart is in it. Your heart is truly into the fact that you want Jordan to realize who you are as a person. But Jordan doesn't get the opportunity to really, truly realize who you are because you are so willing to bend over backwards. Anytime Jordan says jump, you say how high. Now, sometimes Jordan is met with resistance when it comes to you, but Jordan is very narcissistic. I have a very narcissistic energy with him. I do feel as though he is needing to really change who he is, what he does, how he does things. I really feel like if you open that can of worms, you're going to open yourself up for hurt. Because I do feel like there are times where Jordan can be the loving and most caring person and you guys can get along for just a little bit. But Jordan is stuck in Jordan's ways. I don't really feel like Jordan will truly change. I feel like Jordan will give you this impression that he's going to make these changes and things are going to be good and you're going to see all these beautiful changes and he's going to fulfill your hearts. The thing is you being a part of Jordan's life, but always giving. Jordan's always been that person that's always gotten what he's wanted. And unfortunately, you've been one of those people that have, kind of sacrificed a lot of yourself for Jordan to give to Jordan. But at the same time, you want things back too. So, Cat Lady, I want you to see that Jordan, it's not that he doesn't care about you, because there is love there for you. But unfortunately, when it comes to Jordan, I do not feel that he is going to be able to provide you with the love that you're really, truly looking for. He's not going to be able to provide you in that same aspect. What you provide for him will never be what's given back to you. And there will always be this undertone. There will always be this back and forth energy between you and Jordan. Now, I would not want you to sacrifice yourself. Cat Lady says, yeah, with a little sad face. I know, honey. I know it's sad. But I want you to recognize who you are. And I feel like I know that you love him. But you love the person you met. When you first met Jordan, that is the person you fell in love with. And that is the person who is staying inside your heart. It is not the person who he is today that you're in love with. You're in love with the person you first met, not the person he is today. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you that what we have to do is take that fantasy person out of our heads, because Jordan has truly changed over time. And Cat Lady says, should I let him go and maybe I will find someone else who will truly love me? I would say that is the best thing for you, is to allow yourself to walk away. This will also give Jordan that opportunity to see that he's missing out on someone great. But unfortunately, even with that being said, and this is the reason I'm bringing that up, is that Jordan will give you what you want for just a small piece of that time. But after that, I do not feel that he would be that. And Cat Lady says, yeah, he's decided to become he's very selfish. He's very narcissistic. It's not just about being selfish. He's very narcissistic. So the thing about it is that with you and the things that are going on right now, I do not feel that this is it's not a match made in heaven, and there's nothing wrong with loving somebody, but there's also a part of you that you need to love yourself. This is about loving yourself. This is about putting your best foot forward and what's best for you and what's best for your family. Because Jordan, unfortunately, is never going to change. His family is just as bad by giving Jordan what he wants. So this is a bad reason why Jordan acts the way he does. He throws a fit if he doesn't get what he wants. He acts foolish when he doesn't get what he wants. And he hurts other people's feelings because he didn't get what he wanted. So, again, very selfish, very narcissistic. He'll make you apologize for what he's done wrong. Hell no. Never apologize for what he's done wrong. If you've had to speak up on something that he's done wrong, and this is something I've got to tell everybody. It's like, if someone is making you feel sorry for something that they've done wrong, they are guilting the shit out of you. Never apologize for something someone else has done that is wrong. If you've provided nothing to that. Cat Lady says, thank you. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. So glad that you were able to come and get that message. I do get that there's a lot going on there, honey. I do get it. All right. Thank you so much for that. And guys, do know a small portion of all the donations are going to the Salvation Army Turkey drive. I almost said turkey run, because that is the first thing that Energy, if you guys have ever seen Energy on Wednesdays, she called it a turkey run. I was like, it's a turkey drive. We're driving them turkeys to these houses. All right, guys, we're going to keep it going. We've had such a great show going on so far. We're going to keep it going. Who do we got next? All right, we got a mega reading. Whoop, whoop. We've got Stay Woke. All right, so Stay is what I'm going to call you. So Stay says, should I open the AI website business? Weird question. I feel like I'm getting extremely spiritually sensitive. Like my left ear is always tingling. Will I get the government job soon? Wife cancer recovery. Okay, so those are all your different questions. Okay, we threw it all into one. All right, so let's start off with the AI website business. I really do feel like if you are allowed the time, because this actually interferes with the second question that was on there, which is the government job that would be coming up. But when it came to the government job, it wasn't exactly the job that you were expecting. It is still a government job. It's just not in the same aspect as you thought it was going to be in. So it is a different position, but yet still a government job through the same organization or branch of the government. And Stay said true. So with the AI business, I really find you doing so much with it. But I have to say this because Spirit is screaming it at me, is that when Stay needs to stay woke and stay on top of it, you need to stay on top of it. Part of you gets overwhelmed sometimes and you get beat down and you feel like you need to take a break. And then when you take that break, you don't feel like going back because you don't feel like you're getting what you deserve out of it or what you should have gotten out of it. So I want you to know the AI business is not going to be hit the ground running. Oh my God, all this business. It is going to be a lot of work to get you to get the lot of business. So not saying it's going to take a really long time for you to get that, but I do get that you're going to get it. And Stay said, wow. So when you start the AI business, don't lose faith and don't lose hope. But don't burn yourself out along the way. If a project's going to take you 3 weeks as a minimum, allow yourself those 3 weeks. Do not say, I can get that done in 4 days. Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to burn the hell out. You will burn out faster than you could ever imagine. And Stay says, thank you. Just keep on it, but allow yourself time. By giving yourself time, meaning you'll be capable of working the government job and doing the AI business while we wait for the AI business to come together. Now, I do feel like there's a lot going on and this government job will take a little bit more time. I don't see government job opening up until, well, hell, even contact about this government job. And Stay says, haha, yep, that is me. Well, with the government job, we're looking at October, but we're at the end of it. We're almost in Thanksgiving. So basically getting in at the end of October, only allowing yourself, I think, 2 weeks to work and then having time off, having 3 more weeks to work and then having more time off and not coming back until the new year. So I want you to realize that the government job itself is going to put forth a lot of pressure on you because it's not going to stay consistent. So it's going to be like 2 weeks on, a week off, 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and then you're coming into the new year. So it's going to be like, oh, I finally got the hang of it. Dang it, we're off. Do. Plenty of time to work on AI. Boom, we're back. Now you got to try to remember everything from a week ago of how to get things back up and rolling. And then boom, after 3 weeks of getting a hang of things, you got 2 weeks off. And now you got to wait until the new year starts. So there's a lot going on there. But I do feel like you can do it. But I want you to know that there's a lot of time and a lot of pressure going to be on you with trying to create that AI business. I see for yourself that you would love to have this AI business. And Stay said, wow, you are spot on. Thank you on that. the thing is that with you doing the AI business, I know you want to get it started by the beginning of the year. You want to be able to hit the ground running. Take your time with it. While you've got all this free time and free space, is the perfect time for you to work on this other stuff. But give yourself that time. Don't burn yourself out. Take time off when needed. You seem to be the person like, I'll sleep tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. It's still the same day because you haven't gone to sleep. You started on Monday, you fell asleep on Monday, meaning you stayed awake a whole week and fell asleep on the following Monday. You can't do that to yourself. You'll burn out. And then that exhaustion keeps you from being motivated. And Stay said yes. So what I want you to do, Stay, is I want you to focus on yourself. I want you to be able to give yourself time, but I also want you to provide yourself with the ability to do something for yourself. This AI business is for you. AI excites you. It intrigues you. I keep seeing you watching videos, documentaries, things like that, YouTubing the hell out of all this new AI stuff. Anytime you see something new about AI, you're learning about the projects, you're learning about what these things are capable of doing. You have your own ideas how to create your own AI. That will come with time, but I do feel like the current things that you have around you will be able to be used for you to help other people, because this is that spiritual side that you were talking about. So being able to help people, and I'm not talking about big corporations, you'll help them too, and I'm not saying that you won't, but what I'm saying is helping the smaller businesses or people that are wanting certain things done that don't know how to use AI. They think it's amazing, but when they look at it, they look like they're trying to read Greek and they speak Chinese. It doesn't work. So they find somebody who can speak the Greek that they can't speak. And you'll have that ability. So I really feel like that spiritual side that's awakening for you is a softening of your emotions. I really feel like you've had to keep your emotions very high and you've had to stay very strong all the time. Even as a young person, I saw you having to stay strong. You've always been that person. You can also tap into your vulnerability, which will also make you even stronger because you will know what weaknesses to protect yourself from. This is something that I'm weak for, so I need to find out how to combat that. How do I keep that at bay so I don't find myself in these problems? So, but pulling on your ear, I'm going to tell you, I need you to listen. What is happening in the moment? And Stay says, am I an empath? Well, yes, but this is not. That's not empathy. Pulling on your ear is not empathy. That's spirit whispering to you. Sometimes we do not hear what's going on psychically because there's so much things going on in the world that we have to be touched. Our ear has to get cold. We have to have some type of feeling. We have to see repeated numbers, smell something that doesn't belong in the room. Like if you're in a room full of people and all of a sudden you're smelling roses, but there's no roses around. No one's wearing rose perfume. You're just smelling it. Or you're walking down your own hallway and all of a sudden you're hit with vanilla. And there's nothing in your house that's vanilla. There shouldn't be that smell here. Some people sell cigarette smoke, something that they know that will grab the attention. And sometimes it has something to do with the fact that the spirit that's connected to the spirit, or they are just trying to get your attention, knowing that you will know that this doesn't belong here and that you should be paying attention to what's going on. So you are getting contacted by spirit, but you do not know how to pick up the phone yet. So I get it. We all have psychic abilities. It's if we choose to tune into them. And not everybody gets the opportunity like I did as a young lad to have a family raise me and allow me to accept things for what they are and to be raised as a psychic, as I'm multi-generational psychic. I didn't just go, I wasn't allowed to do this until I was 18. When I was 2, I was telling people things. Stay said, yes. So what you thought, and a lot of people think that empath is like the bottom of the barrel. Do you know how much energy it takes for someone to feel every freaking thing, especially shit that doesn't belong to them, or for someone to have premonitions? A lot of people mistake that as like, oh, that's not as strong, but I'm this. Every ability in this world is here for a reason, and we all have the abilities. It's how we manifest them, how we tap into them, and what we focus on more. So I want you to know that mediumship is calling. I want you to accept it when it comes through. I want you to hear it when it comes through. Stay says, I feel every intention in the, yes, it's hard, exactly. But you need to find a way to realize that these aren't my emotions. And by doing that, knowing that these aren't your emotions, where is your eyes being drawn to in the room? By doing that, you're going to start seeing faint light traveling to the person whose emotions are either really high, really, really happy, really sad, overly emotional, depending on what you're feeling. You're going to start seeing the trails of energy that actually lead to the person. But your eyes will take you where you need to be. Spirit will lead you there. Your psychic ability, what you're capable of doing as a human being, will take you there. You just got to allow yourself to. That is a big problem with the world today, is that we've all been deprogrammed to believe that these things are part of who we are. Every single person, I'm going to repeat myself, every single person on the planet, I don't care who you are, you have an ability. You use it differently, and you use it in your everyday life, and you don't even realize you do it. And you're the same way. Your psychic abilities are used all day, every day. You just don't realize how you're doing it. I would love to do a deep dive on that one day with you and just help you and give you the opportunity to really dive deep and see how that feels for you and the direction in which you need to take. And we've got some courses that'll be coming out that talk about how to find your psychic ability, how you tap into your psychic self, and how to learn to control it. So we'll be giving you guys more details on that. And Stay says, yes, thank you. I want you to stay focused, Stay. I really do. I want you to realize what it is that you've got going on, and I want you to trust your intuition because it's on point. Don't ignore it. I see it's on your radar, but I need you to remember it, okay? I need you to remember it. Pay attention, okay? And with that, I thank you. I thank you so much for that. What a beautiful energy. It was such a good energy there, and so much creativity. Holy shit, Stay. You are very, very creative. I love it. I'm a creative person myself. And if you ask any of the psychics that work here how much of this creative process I go through, shit changes every other week. I'm always creating a new banner, a new this, a new that, new ways to advertise, always doing stuff. I love to create. I'm in the process right now of writing 3 different books at the same time, creating a cooking show, and helping kids that are autistic at the same time. So it's absolutely a lot. I love doing things. It's just who I am. I'm a go, 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 go kind of person. And Stay says, thank you so much. You are so welcome. And thank you so much. Remember, a portion of your donation has gone to the Salvation Army Turkey Drive. Thank you guys so much. It's such beautiful energy with us tonight so far. But we're going to keep it going. Who do we got next? All right, we got a quick read. Whoop whoop with Sunflower. Sunflower says, "How long is this going to be before my husband tries to come back home?" Oh, honey, we're already in the process. It's already going on. There's a plan being plotted as we speak. As we speak today, there is a plot happening. But the husband's still being a fool. The husband's still seeing things from only their point of view, only from their perspective, because they don't like to admit their wrongs. And in this scenario, they were wrong. They were really, 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 really wrong. It's not something that you can control, but the one part of it you can control is not tolerating bullshit. And I want to say congratulations on not tolerating the dumb shit. But I want you to stand your ground. And I'm not saying to be mean. Standing your ground does not be mean, belittle, or anything to that nature. But it's self-respect and knowing what you'll put up with and what you won't put up with anymore. There are certain things you can tolerate, but there are a lot of things you won't tolerate any longer. You've touched the fire. You said, oh shit, that's hot. And you've stepped back and you realize that that's not what you're going to allow yourself to do. You're not going to keep touching the fire. You're not going to go, ow, stop it, ow, stop it, ow, ow, ow. You don't want to sound like a broken record. Or, in this case, a skipping ass CD. So, you want to be able to recognize things for where they are. You want to see things moving forward. You want to see things, progressing here. But at the same time, there is a lot for you to talk about, Sunflower. I really, really want you to be able to write things down if you have to. Express on paper what it is that you want to say to your husband. Express that. As it comes for timing, I want to say that we're around the first few days of October. It's like very beginning of October, where the actual attempts to come into the picture, but the plotting's already starting now, because your husband knows he's going to have to talk. He knows he's going to have to open up. He knows he's going to have to give in. He's going to have to respect. He's going to have to do a lot of these, Sunflower. I just get that this is a man who thinks highly of himself. And unfortunately, due to that, it's like he's not paying attention to you. He's not paying attention to you. He's not giving you what you want. And it's not all about what he wants. It's about what you want as well. Can you work on this together? Absolutely. But remember, it is going to take time. It's going to take a lot of your effort. And do it gradually. Do not do it all at once. If you do it all at once, you will find yourself in a very bad position. You will find yourself not doing what it is that you want to do. You'll end up bending to their will and not doing things for yourself. And that's just unfair to you. You need to be able to respect yourself at this time and be able to respect him at the same time. Do I see you guys working things through? Can you guys work this out? Is there still a chance here without sacrificing yourself? Absolutely. But remember what I just said, without sacrificing yourself. Do not sacrifice yourself. Push forward. Do what's right for you. Because if you don't, the pattern will repeat. Do not let them pull the same stunts, shit, all the stuff they've already done. Do not let them pull it again. Do not allow them to control you in that way. Move on. Move forward. Do not go backwards. Do not look back. The past is the past. So when you guys give each other forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about learning. But forgiving the situation is meaning you're going to let it go. And if they continue on this pattern, then you walk away. But you cannot hold it against them if they're doing something else that may irritate you. And they say, well, remember when you did this, this, and this? You can't do that. You cannot use things that have happened in the past as leverage. Don't do that. Remember, if you say you're going to forgive each other, you guys will be able to take care of this. I see and Sunflower says, I'm not. Good. I don't want you to sacrifice yourself. Don't hold it against. Just don't forget. Forgiveness is about, letting it go, but not forgetting, because that's how you learn your lessons. And that goes for everybody. When we forgive something, we forgive the situation. We don't forget the situation, but we forgive it, because if you forget the situation, you forget the lesson that was learned with it. And the lesson is the most important thing out of the entire situation. So, with that all being said, when you forgive, let it go, but don't forget, because the lesson is there. Sunflower, I do appreciate your donation, and thank you. She says, you are so welcome. I do appreciate it. Such a beautiful soul. You've been through hell and back. I saw that. Didn't really want to say too much on that, but remember, that's why I kept saying, respect yourself. You deserve it as much as anybody else. And sometimes we fail to remember that. We fail to remember to respect ourselves. Respect goes both ways. If you can respect yourself, then you're able to respect others. But if you can't respect yourself, you're not respecting other people by not respecting yourself. What you're doing is you're calling in the wrong people so they can disrespect you themselves. And I see Sunflower saying yes. All right, sweetie. Thank you so much again. And remember, guys, $1. I did that because I was thinking of something else. A portion of every donation is going to the Salvation Army Turkey Drive. So, guys, do remember that by paying it forward to us, we're paying it forward to somebody else, and they're paying it forward to someone else. So, all right, let's keep it going, guys. Who do we got next? All right, we got a quick read with Layla. Layla says, hi, I know Jeff will propose to me. He wants to reconcile. We are in no contact at the moment, wondering if he'll truly change his player ways for me, and will he be more faithful in marriage if I say yes? So the statement at the beginning threw me off. And if I could get that question back on the screen for just a moment. Because that question, it kind of threw me off there a little bit. I know Jeff will propose to me. The thing about it is he's polyamorous. Yeah. The thing is that what you see as you feel what he does is player vibes. And you know what it's called. He's got a bad sex addiction. Right. And I understand what you meant and where that was heading, because trust me, I saw the situation. And as much as I want to tell you that these things would change, I can't. There's a way, multiple third parties, exactly. But what I'm saying to you is that won't change, not for quite some time. Even if you said yes to the relationship, what happens is now he wants you to participate. He wants to bring someone into y'all's relationship. Instead of being the third wheel, he would be the one bringing someone in as the third wheel. And I need you to understand that that's just a part of who they are. And it doesn't stay that way forever. But is that something you truly want? Because it's not something that I see that you want. Saying yes will postpone that mindset for a while, but it does not stop it. And when I say a while, I'm looking at a year's time. Like, they will calm down for a year, but then they're going to get this urge to want to. And the very first time that you guys get into another, like, let's say with every relationship, we all get into spats. If you were to get into a spat, he's going to start, seeking, because, he needs to have that emotional outlet. That is a way for an emotional outlet. But it also, in this particular situation, is an underlying to a problem that happened to them many, many years ago when they were very young. And it's the only way that they figured out how to cope with things. Now, I'm not saying this goes for every person who is poly, but in this scenario, is that this led from a trauma from childhood. And this was a way to be able to mask those feelings, those energies, and how they felt. I get them being very sexually strong, but that does tend to fade away. Now, I did say that there would be a year of you guys being great, and then all of a sudden you guys are, doing what you've got to do, and then all of a sudden you are finding yourself back, him wanting to be together and working things out and not wanting anybody else in the relationship, just like 5 years down the road, because something in their sex drive has changed. There's a lot for you to go through here, Layla, and I want you to be able to respect yourself in this, and to know that, is that a part of something you could be a part of? And I don't really feel like that part of the relationship is something that you want. It scares you too much. It also creates a sense of jealousy because you don't want to share him. And it would be hard for you to be willing to accept someone being with him without you feeling any type of way, because that's not your mindset. That's not how you were brought up. That's not how you feel when it comes to relationships. So it can definitely be really difficult. Layla, you got a long road ahead of you, honey, but if you can get past some of that stuff, it can work out. But the long road, it's long down the road before any of that type of energy stops. Ugh. And Layla says, I know he wants to change for me. We hadn't dated yet. We were friends that fell in love. I cut it off because I knew what he was doing behind my back. Too many lies. Exactly. And I don't want you to feel that way. That was like the biggest take that I was getting out of it, is like, it's deception. It's not what you want in a relationship. He can change for you, but it's sometimes we don't think and we just do, and then it's kind of like better to ask for forgiveness later than to ask for permission. Not exactly the best way to handle a situation. But Layla, thank you so much for your donation. I do appreciate it. Wow, guys, this show has just been flying by, talking about patience. I know everybody's been waiting and doing all this, but let's go ahead and see what we've got next. All right, we've got the emoji contest. I wonder who the emoji contest winner is. Jasmine. All right, Jasmine. All right. And Layla says, okay, thanks. You are so welcome. And she also said he was involved in a very dark thing. I picked that up. I tried to be discreet about it. I didn't want to say too much. I wanted to be very discreet. Some things are just not meant for radio. Some things are just not meant for radio. All right. Jasmine, let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on. You have won a reading from the Sacred Forest. All right. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. All right. Did we get a yay? Is she here with us still? Did I put her to sleep? And Layla laughed out loud. Yes, it was. We got to always protect ourselves sometimes. All right. So, Jasmine, when it comes down to your cards here, we're going to start off with focus. It's a time for you to focus. It's time for you to focus on the bigger picture. Putting the energies out there for a better future for yourself. So, it really feels like you're opening yourself up. You're really trying to look at things from a different perspective. What can I do that are things that are different for you? I really feel like if you are to start focusing on the things that you truly want to do, what is the next thing on your list that you wish you've done or wanted to do? Now is that time for you to start focusing some energy and some time out there, even if it's a couple little small projects that you've wanted to do. It's time for you to focus that energy. It's not selfish to think about yourself sometimes. And you've always kind of been that person who gets kind of pushed, like, it's time to, they're always like, it's time to talk about me. And then you're like, okay, let's give you all your energy. You got a lot of energy vampires around you. And with that being said, let them go. Let them go. When you are trying to explain something about yourself or talk about a passion, talk about an energy, talk about something that provides you with some type of happiness, someone else has got to talk about themselves and their negative ass bullshit. You are open to communicate. You're open to talk about things. But when you are talking about yourself or you want to get something out that's exciting about yourself, do not allow them to steal your thunder. They want it. It's like they're trying to outshine you, but they can't outshine you with something that's happy. They've got to do it with something that's negative Nancy, sand in the vagina, making pearls bullshit. Every time. If they can't accept your happiness and enjoyment, don't give them what they want. If you're in the middle of talking about something that's exciting you, something that's really good, something that's really positive for you, and they turn it negative about themselves, say, oh, well, I'm sorry, I just realized I gotta go. Do not give it the energy. Let them go. I'd sing for you, but I don't need copyrights from Disney. All right, so by letting things go, that really scares you because it makes you feel uncertainty. Like, if I let them go, I won't have any friends. That's not the case. That's what you've been led to believe, but it is not the case. The uncertainty is that you do something for yourself. You have always been able to make a friend. That has never been your downfall. But holding on to the negative people and actually losing positive people in your life because they didn't want to be around the negative people that hold you back. So you ever wonder where certain people who have gone in your life that they were life of the party, had a lot of fun with you, and then all of a sudden they just stopped hanging out with you because they didn't like a certain person that was around you? It wasn't that they were trying to control you, it's that they were like, get away from this. It's like every single time it's about them and we should make it about us. Let's go have a good time. You're not allowing yourself to have that moment. Take the time, Jasmine. Have fun with it. Do not allow yourself to be that person. Do not allow yourself to be stuck in the stinking thinking that you have to heal everybody's shit when you should be allowed to enjoy your time. Focus that energy on the things that you want next to happen in your life because it's a really big deal. Let go of the negativity and the people who try to hold you down, try to hold you back. Don't put yourself in that position. I really feel like if you can do these things, you're going to find yourself in a way better position. Things are going to turn out a lot better. And those who tried to hold you back, they're going to turn that around. And there won't be any more games because the one thing they don't want to lose is the happiness and sunshine that you provide in their life. So, you don't mind helping a person out, but every time you talk to them, it can't be negative. All right. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for all those beautiful emojis, guys. This has been a beautiful show. I'm so thankful for all of you guys being here. Guys, do make sure to tune in. We have got shows 5 days a week, but as of Monday, again, Kay will be out of town, so she won't be on Monday show. But Tuesday, we've got Whispers from the Forest with Psychic Squirrel on Wednesdays. We've got Energy, the Metaphysical Crone on Thursdays. We've got Cassidy, Cassidy the Card Slinger. And on Fridays, we've got Journey Ryan Live. Every show is at 10 p.m. Eastern right here on My Psychic Connection. You guys have a beautiful night, and I will catch you guys all again next week. Thank you so much.